Designers and Builders, where design meets construction. We explore groundbreaking trends and talk to the pros reshaping our spaces. For your dream home, workspace, or just great design inspiration, subscribe to Designers and Builders. All right. How you doing, Alyssa?
I'm doing pretty well. How you doing, Steve?
Good. I saw that you were in California. You got to see Jennifer, the host
Yeah,
of the
amazing
Midspreneur
Jennifer.
podcast.
hmm
What were you in California for?
So I went there for a work trip. I'm trying to get 2 more work trips in before my job expires in 2 months, which is kind of a lot on top of the landscape architecture conference. But I've had this vision of meeting her and meeting Kyle of Sierra Nullworks for a while now, and I had this little gap in opportunity and time where I had a certain amount of billable hours. I had a friend who wanted to go with me. She took the day off, and we were like, you know what? We can make this happen. I emailed Jennifer at 10:30 at night. I was like, what are you doing Friday? And I texted Kyle. I was like, what are you doing Friday? And everyone said yes. And we threaded the needle and expanded this whole opportunity. It was incredible.
That's cool. Very cool. Jennifer's setup is pretty cool, right?
Oh, it's really cool. It was so inspiring. She has so many things going on. It was really incredible to see.
So many things. I know. I know. She told you about the grant.
She did. And I listened to the Woodpreneur podcast about it too. I'm really excited.
Yeah, yeah. I'm kind of hoping I had this big vision later on, and maybe this is a project that you can jump on, or like we can collaborate on. And so we got this grant to basically create a lumber network in Northern California using sustainable lumber. And the one thing that I started thinking about was like, wow, we have this project in Northern California, but how many hubs and pockets and networks could we build across the country? And if we have the marketing, we have the branding, we have the standards, and then we have an architect, like why couldn't we do like a tour? Like why couldn't we
Yeah.
do, because we don't need that many people. So if we get like 10 to 15 per region or per area, and then there's like a network between, there's like, an architecture design community liaison that can speak to them, and then we have the marketing and the branding, and then we have like the sawmill operations. Like, I don't know, I just thought of that like a couple days ago. I was like, because I got really excited because we got the contract and we're like, whoa, this is a really cool opportunity. Like, what happens if we throw gasoline on it? And like, how do we, and what does the groundwork look like in advance of that happening? Right? Because we actually need an architecture liaison. Like, so
Absolutely.
maybe that's a way
Yeah.
for us like, maybe that's like a more natural way for us to work together, is like you can reach out and build those networks. We can get those architects on this podcast. You form those relationships with them in regionally. And then, because the other thing that I saw, Alyssa, was like you did a LinkedIn post on it.
I did. After a year and a half, I finally did it.
So what was hard about that?
I think it's putting myself out there, I think it's just perfection. I don't know. Something I've been thinking about that really helped me click taking the next steps in my career. The last time we spoke, you said to me, you need to treat this like you treat your health and your fitness. And my focus there has been more steps, consistent reps. And I realize if I do that with social media, instead of shying away from it, I'm just going to do it. And I feel incredibly accomplished. It was just one post, but I feel really good about it. And I also feel that we are merging our purposes and our skills and our passions by doing this. Like we've both had this vision, and the same with Jennifer. And now that we're all actually collaborating together,
Mm-hmm.
that's what's going to make it happen. And we're already doing it. We've already been laying the groundwork.
I know, I know. I need, yeah, it's interesting. So one of the steps that I'm gonna do now, so you got 2 months, and it's funny too because in my other career, I have 2 months to do something as well. So when's your date? When's your date?
November 6th. How about
It's the same date as me. It's literally the same day as me. So November 6th in my other life, I'm doing an event in New York where we're gonna break the world record for number of mentoring pledges in 24 hours, and I'm hosting an event and an art auction in Brooklyn, and
wow.
and so I have literally 2 months to just pull together an event and like raise money and do all this stuff. And so I've been thinking about this and this conversation. I'm like, yo, you like Alyssa, I need for you. I told Gunshe this. Gunshe is our producer. Like, Alyssa, I'm virtually giving you the keys to designers and builders so that you can friggin' just take it as the platform. Obviously, we're partners on this, but like, I actually need for you to just like fucking just say, like, okay, when your job ends, like, I'm a full time podcast host and consultant and urban lumber architect, professional. That's I actually need for you to do that because there's no way for me to like, because the other thing that I did is we just created a software platform that will enable us to turn out more content. So all of the interviews and clips that you've done, you'll be able to share them super easily on LinkedIn. And then we're
Nice.
going to also be able to I'm going to create a designers and builders group and page on LinkedIn. I'm going to make you the moderator so we could just start building the community there. So like now is literally the time you have to there's no we have I have my deadline and you have your deadline, and that's that's what we have to do. We have to do it. There's no other choice.
Yeah, and now's the time.
Good. What do you cuz I know that you had another project that you were working on. What was the other project? Remember the public housing one? Was it?
Yeah. Yeah, and that's something that'll be coming up. It's affordable tribal housing here in South Dakota. So my cousin in town, he's a principal at an architecture firm, and so that's something that's gonna break ground this fall. So we'll be doing construction administration and trying to get ahead of the winter. And what's really cool is it's organized
Will
around.
that will that help ease with the financial burden of not having a job?
Yes, absolutely. It's every little piece in this puzzle will help.
Will are you going to get are you how long have you been at your last company?
I've been at my company for 7.5 years, and
Are you
I'm gonna
getting it?
transition to being what no, there's no severance because it's my choice not to move back. So it's just
Got it.
an unconscious uncoupling is what we'll call it.
Got it.
Yeah. But I have been reaching out to former bosses, people that I've loved collaborating with in the past to be a contract worker so they can bring me on for specific parts of projects. And I think that can also help not only help them, it's a low commitment, low onboarding on, from them financially and time wise, but also it's going to expand my reach and the kind of projects and the locations that I get to work in. And so it all is tying together to help build this network that we're already building and that they've already been building as well.
Great. What do you need? What do you need support with in order for you to between now and November 6th?
I think for me, something that I've found I need to continue learning about is just the business side of things. And I know that you're an expert at that. And so just learning how I can really launch all these things and create a sustainable income and lifestyle for myself.
Yeah. And I mean, to rehash an old conversation that we had, I think the first part, if you look back on, I think there might have been an email that I had sent you. I think freelance design work is great. Freelance project management of landscape design, landscape architecture projects is another. But then the other part too is I think now may be the time to reach out to other architects that you know personally and get them on the podcast instead of us reaching out. So like, because I know that we're reaching out, but like you should literally. So actually, hear about this. Who was the last podcast that you had? That you had? Because I saw a guy on in Riverside. Who was that?
Yeah, so that was my good friend Josh Seaford from grad school, and he has his own practice now in Seattle. He's a landscape architect and urban designer, and I have a vast network of friends, colleagues, collaborators, all sorts of people, and I would absolutely love to do that.
I think literally now is the time to do it. Like you actually have to do it, and then at the end of the podcast, you should just be like, "Hey, I would love to I'd love to see if we can collaborate on any projects. Do you have anything that I can bid on, help propose to, something that you need help with?" Like, I mean, I'll talk to you offline about that, but now is the time. So I'm doing this same exact thing. I launched my own podcast because I love podcasts. So I launch. So this is gonna be your podcast. The same way Woodpreneur podcast is Jennifer. This is gonna be your podcast. We're producing it, and I will help you structure the right format for everything. And we have purpose designed, and like we literally, what I'm doing with my podcast called Been to the Mountaintop is I'm interviewing people that I can collaborate with, right? I'm interviewing. So I got this artist curator that I just got on my podcast. She's in London. And that's the coolest thing. It's like now you can like literally reach out to people that you've always wanted to talk to. And I didn't have any reason to talk to her before, but I said I have a podcast, and then I also said I'm doing an event on November 6th, which is an art auction, and I want your help with the art auction. And then she invited me onto her podcast. Like, you see what I'm saying? It's just like this really great circular thing that now is the time to do it. So here's what I would do. Go into Riverside, take a screenshot of the picture with you and your friend Josh, and then make a post onto LinkedIn, and then put a link to the Spotify link for designers and builders, and then say, I just interviewed my friend Josh on my new podcast called the Designers and Builders Podcast. We're about 20 episodes in, so it's real. We're on Spotify, and I look forward to reaching out to all my architect friends, and like literally just make it a post. Don't make it an article, and just say, who should I interview next from the landscape design world? And then every day, just post something, post a recap of your work, post some, like, you just, because here's the thing, the less time you post, the less that the algorithm, it's like this is like the last thing I want to tell you right now, because I want to tell you the thing that I've learned. And I sometimes, when this happens, part of part of the thing that comes up in my mind is that, oh, this is fear. So when I don't post, it's fear. And it's like, what am I fearful of? And I think about it, and I'm like, okay, I'm fearful of being seen. I'm fearful of being too exposed. I'm fearful of people knowing too much of what's going on in my head, because I kind of tend to say whatever comes to my head. Right. And then when I get over that and I do post, it's almost like in your head, you need to say, I don't care. I don't care. Like, I don't care. I'm doing this for me. I have something in my heart that I want to share with people. And so, hold on one second. There's some like static. Do you know what that is? Is that your
No,
hair?
but it's probably.
Okay. 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 So anyway, so when you say like, it's almost like you need to just roll around saying like, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. I'm doing this for me. I'm doing this for me.
Yeah, evening
I'm
meditation.
Yeah, I'm doing this for me, because what ends up happening, and it's like this crazy cycle. So you have this vision in your head of what you want your life to be like. And there comes freedom, it comes like creativity, it comes with collaboration, it comes up like a little bit of sovereignty, it's being able to be in control of the output, like how you spend your time and who you spend it with. That's what you want. And a crazy thing happens when you actually go for your goals. You actually go for it, and because some people, and I'm jealous sometimes of these people that just like, yo, they don't have to be out there just like showing themselves and spouting out their ideas because they're in like this nice, safe, comfortable bubble of a community and an industry in a world, and they don't have to do that. I'm not one of those people. I'm also personally and I also know that that is really limiting because I know that like me telling people my ideas at scale using this creates more momentum. I start to attract the right people, even if it's 10 people that are watching my story, 5 people that are clicking like or whatever. None of that really matters. What really matters is the energy that I put behind the efforts that I put out there. That is it. Because the more that I do it and the more that I manifest the things that I want, I'm sorry, the more that I become the things that I want to manifest, the more those things happen. It is crazy. It is crazy what happens when you actually become the thing that you say you want to do. You want to be more outgoing. You want to be more of a connector. You want to be a better listener. You want to be a better interviewer. You want to be able to be somebody that extracts value and shares it with other people. And so it almost becomes like this self-fulfilling prophecy. It's like, you know how they have, you remember The Secret? Remember the book The Secret?
Yeah, it's on my shelf right now.
Yo, podcasting is like The Secret. I can't like this is the thing. I'm like me doing the Woodpreneur podcast has generated millions of dollars over the past, you know, almost 10 years. I mean, yeah, so we're like 9 years. It's made me so much money. And I'm like, oh my God, what if I actually did the same playbook for something I that is me? And that's what this podcast, at least with you, is like it's the platform for you to show up as you, to connect with people that you want to connect with, and then at the same time to create a space and the energy and the frequency to put your thoughts and ideas out there. Like if that doesn't give you motivation, like you act the thing the thing that you want on the other side is you being obsessive about this and almost unapologetic. You've done this 20 plus episodes of the Woodpreneur of the Designers and Builders podcast. Most podcasts don't last till 20 episodes. So you're in like the top 5% right now. You just need to keep going. And now you need to share those things with people.
Yeah, absolutely. I couldn't agree more. And I'm really excited to do it. I'm so grateful, Steve, that you started this podcast and that we've been able to do it together. And I so much look forward to taking this path to the next level and still having you as a collaborator and resource. And I'm also really excited. Yeah, I'm excited.
I would like again, I would share every episode. Share every episode on LinkedIn. Share what you've learned from those episodes. You know what I mean? Like share the things that you've learned. Share the people that because what then you start to become like that center of conversation, and then people just start coming to you. But like literally today, text all of those people that you know, like, hey, I want to get you on my podcast this month. What day works? And then like pick a day and do like 4 of them in a day. Like literally right now, you already don't have a job after November 6th. What are they going to do? They can't fire you now. They can't fire you now. So be selfish with your time.
Yeah, I just need to do it.
Yeah.
This is the space that I'm making for myself and for this designer and builder community.
For sure. Okay, cool. I will make that post. Please make that post. I got really excited when I saw your LinkedIn post. I got really excited because to me I was like, but you don't even overthink it. Like even if you just did a recap of all of your favorite projects, people will start reaching out to you. Like, hey, you say I'm starting in November, I'll be open for freelance. Boom. That's all you need to say. Starting in November, make a post that said, so make a post about the designers and builders. And then next week say, starting November 7th, I'll be available for freelance projects. That you can be fucking selfish right now. That's what you have to do. That's literally what you have to do. You have to be selfish. Because you know what? Corporations don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck about you. They don't give a. They literally don't give a fuck. What? But you know what? My kids. I tell my kids will say something to me, and I'm like, I don't like your tone, and then they're like, well, that's the way you gave me that tone, so I will give you. My 8-year-old say that. My 10-year-old says the same thing. What you get, what they give to you, you give right back to them. You actually have to. It's like do it lovingly. Like you're not a pushover, right? Like you have skills, you have advanced degrees. You give them 7 years of your life.
That's true.
What do they need? They can't dictate what happens after November 7th. So be fucking selfish about it. Interview your dream people. Like I said, I got this woman who's this big time artist curator in London. She's like, oh my God, that was such a great podcast. Let's collaborate. I want you on my podcast. I'm like, it's the easiest thing. Just literally just reach out to people that you always, hey, I have a podcast called Designers and Builders. I'd love to have you on. You can send people voice notes. Send people voice notes. Say, hey, I, you know, I didn't invite you on before because I wanted to get some practice underneath me. I have 20 episodes in. It's on Spotify. I have an Instagram account with 12,000 followers. Like we're building a great community and email. I would be honored to have you on. 30 to 40 minutes. That's it. Cool. All right. Let's check in every Friday. I need for you to do I listen. I need for you to do this. You got to do this.
Yeah, I'm doing it. I need for myself to do it too.
Can you come to New York on November 6th?
Maybe. I'll think about it.
Just do it.
I would love to. I would so love to.
Come to New York. Just come
I
to
can
New
just
York.
be there.
Yeah, I mean, nobody's dictating your time.
That's true. And my former boss, who I'm lining up to do contract work with, he's in Brooklyn. And so I could gather my Brooklyn community and we could all show up.
Yeah.
I think this needs to happen, Steve.
Just buy the ticket. That's literally go buy the ticket. We'll make it. Well, listen, you'll make it up in project work. You will make it up in project work between now and then. That's it. Commit and figure it out. I put down
All right,
I put down $5,000 on a venue, and I put a date, and I committed $5,000 to run in this New York City Marathon, which I'm running on November 2nd, and then November 6th, 4 days later, I'm doing this. I committed all in. Because you need a date and you need money.
Okay.
And you need to tell the world. Okay, so next steps are
You make it sound simple.
post about your friend and the podcast and just say podcast coming soon, right? And then the next thing is next week, make a post, draft a post, be like, hey, starting November 7th, I'm available for freelance work. That's it. Okay. And then start inviting your dream people to the podcast.
All right.
All right. I'll talk to you later. Good to see you.
Good.
Bye.
See you, Steve.